Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. Today we are going to take a look at all of the features and deliverables which had work kicking off in the month of August. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and if you do appreciate my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. So each month I like to put together a video that takes a look at all of the work that is kicking off and also finishing, just to keep us all more informed as to what work is going on in the background. Now before we get to it, just because a feature on the progress tracker has work beginning or completing in a particular month does not necessarily mean that it will release that quarter, the next quarter, or even in that year, as there could still be more work required from other teams, for example the downstream teams like audio, visual effects and so on. Or even priorities can shift and things can get pushed back until it's needed. It is, however, a good guide to see what could potentially come to the persistent universe when, but at the very least, it shows us what work is being done at what time in the year. So with that said, let us take a look at all of the features and deliverables that have work starting in August, and there are only 4 features. Whether that increases and more get added, or whether it's just fallen that way based on all of what the teams are working on currently, I don't know. But first up, we have a couple of AI features that kicked off their work in August. We have AI Utility, which is implementing a behaviour in which the AI will drive vehicles, pick up, hail and stow carryables, as well as manage the vehicle's cargo bay and inventory. Now this I see being used for a lot of reasons, one of which could be a cargo handler around cargo decks, loading and unloading ships using various vehicles, and also acting as a hauler travelling around the verse lugging cargo of varying capacities. Not to mention how this ability is just a general behaviour that practically all AI will need, as handling ships, the ship's cargo holds and inventories will be required for almost all NPCs. Now this behaviour had 8 weeks work from the AI content team that kicked off earlier in August and looks to complete late next month towards the end of September. Now the second AI behaviour, which has the exact same time frame but from the AI tech and feature team, is AI vehicle perception. And this is giving the AI the ability to both perceive and detect vehicles from the ground, as well as select ground-based targets when piloting their own, using both vision and radar. Now this behaviour, if I remember correctly, was a new addition from a recent roadmap update, and will be required to allow NPCs to engage other vehicles in combat while on the ground, so more and more AI behaviours to help expand on their capabilities. So the second to last feature, which was also a new addition recently added, is the aerodynamic control surfaces. Now I'm not going to speak too much about this, as I did cover this more thoroughly in the previous roadmap update, but this is enabling ships to utilise real aerodynamics to fly when in atmosphere, which will of course create more of a simulation feel to atmospheric flight. One feature that will have a massive effect on every ship for every player. Obviously the difference in atmosphere for the planets and moons will vary, and the shape of the ship as well. Now this has 27 weeks work from the vehicle feature team that kicked off mid-August and will complete mid-February next year, so quite a bit of work left to be done, but it's certainly going to have a big impact once it arrives. And so the final feature on the progress tracker with work kicking off in August is an unannounced vehicle, which has 24 weeks work from the vehicle concept art team, so only the concepting, which will complete towards the end of January. So not something that we will see anytime soon, but I certainly do expect there will be a new concept sale sometime early next year. So that is currently all of the work and deliverables that are slated to kick off their work in the month of August. As I say, not a great deal of them at this time. I suspect it's likely due to the importance of the current work that is going on at the moment, with teams being heavily focused on 3.18, with persistent entity streaming, and then 4.0 with server meshing. Also, I think there's still a lot of work to be added just based on this next quarter, so I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden a lot more work just appears on the progress tracker, which if it does, I will of course cover that in a separate video. But with that said, I still have the work finishing in August video to get on with. There is certainly a lot more features in that one, so I'll head off now and get started on that. And as I say, if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing. Come and hang out over at twitch.tv/supermacbrother. You are all more than welcome. We are having a good time just chilling out, chatting. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour. Tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, big thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.